We got Juan Adams, the Kraken, back here on the program. He's going to be making his UFC debut on December 15th at UFC on Fox 31. He's going to be taking on Chris De La Rocha. Juan, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing great. Body feels great. Weight cut shouldn't be that bad this time around. Other than being irritated at not being able to have my snacks, I'm doing great.
Yeah, especially with Thanksgiving coming up. That must be a real bummer.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed. I got invited to like 4 or 5 Thanksgiving dinners, and I can't really go or enjoy any of them. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's a sacrifice you got to make. You are one of the guys on Contender Series, winning your UFC contract that I think made the biggest impact. I mean, you've been a really popular guy. I mean, people in the know, people like myself who have interviewed you before knew the talent level and the personality, but I think people really got to see it on Contender Series. How has life been since Contender Series and winning that UFC contract?
It's I've been recognized a little bit more. Other than that, it's that has been there. So people that I already knew would always do like treat me in that way. Like they were just like, oh, you're gonna be a star or whatever. So, but no, it's definitely weird now because like I have to be careful when I tag stuff on social media or where I'm at. Like I only tag places as I'm leaving now, but. My followers went through the roof, and I'll be at the gym working out, and my trainer will get pissed because people will come in the middle of workouts asking for pictures or whatever, and so my life hasn't really changed all that much, but like the people around me have. So my favorite taco place, for instance, I'll be there, and they came out when I went to order, and they're like, "Yeah, the guy behind you when you left, he goes, hey, I came here because I follow that guy on Instagram." That's weird. No, I've had a couple stalkers, but other than that, it's been pretty good. I will say, like, what has blown up is the the lascivious requests in my DMs. I don't appreciate that. It's been like girls, guys, and all other non-binary identifiers have been in my DMs. I don't know how many genders there are now, but I'm pretty sure I've been hit on by all of them, and it's been interesting. Yeah,
Yes,
interesting
I'd
as
say
ever.
so.
I'm not. I'm not being mean to any of them.
No, I know what you mean. You're just being honest, man. It's like,
You
hey,
know,
I got a fight coming up. I can't be, can't be entertaining these offers. So
exactly. And and I got a girlfriend now, so I can't really be doing any of that weirdness.
yes, no, I agree. Let's talk about this fight, though. We were talking off air here. You wanted to fight Chris De La Rocha. Of course, he defeated one of your good friends, Rashad Coulter. So I know there's like a little bit of revenge here. How happy were you first off just to get the matchup?
I was actually really excited about the fight because this whole time I'm like, am I gonna fight before the end of the year? And they're saying no. Mick texted me. He's like, oh, it looks like we're pretty booked. You've only been with the company 2 months. Like I don't really think there's other guys ahead of you in line. And then 3 days later, my manager Rick calls me and he's like, hey, we got you the fight. And so that was crazy. I was just really happy to get another fight in before the end of the year. I'll actually be able to buy some Christmas presents this year, so that's a bonus. But the other, it was mixed because I was really excited to have the fight, but then I was like, damn, I gotta stop drinking, I gotta stop partying, I gotta stop eating, So it was mixed, but I definitely rather have a fight than not have one.
And I'm sure there's a bit of motivation too, just seeing, the success that members of your management group have had. We've seen, Dominic Reyes with his big win recently. Curtis has got his fight this Saturday. So, I mean, just being a member of this team, which has been really established lately, that must be sort of a boost as well heading into your fight.
Yeah, it's great. I told Rick, like, is there a way we can just sign on for life? I love what the team's doing. I want to continue to be a part of this. I'm happy with it, and we didn't think I was going to be in the UFC probably for another year. So in order to get there as quickly as we did, it's kind of, yeah, I mean, it's been a whirlwind. And so just that played a huge part of it. And I was so excited just to get it going, and we'll see how long I'm here for, but I plan on being here for a really long time.
Yeah, I think you and I did our first interview less than a year ago. I remember you were drinking the big gulp when we did that first one. And just to think where you are now, I mean, you're going to be making your debut here. That's pretty incredible. Have you been able to soak it all in that you're actually a member of the UFC roster?
Yeah, and it's little stuff really. When they asked me, they're like, "Oh, give us your info for your free Fight Pass membership." That was cool. And getting the emails for that first UFC contract, that first fight offer, and then from there it was um, the travel arrangement and stuff. UFC travel. Getting the text to fill out my new fighter questionnaire, which I'm pretty sure I've done, but I have to double check on that.
Yeah.
And when we get our flight reservations or our hotel stuff, all that stuff is little things and just really, and in the moment, you really soak it in. That first time you get the gear fill out, where it's up for you and your whole team, all three of your corners. You write that down, get their sizes and send all that in. Pick your fight kit color, all that. It's surreal, but soaking all it in, you can't help but be grateful.
Let's talk about your opponent here, Chris De La Rocha, 5-2 record. How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I mean, I don't feel like it's really a matchup. It's an offering, so to speak. It's for the fans. Yeah, they'll be happy about it. My fans are obviously very happy about it. Uh, it'll be. I think it's the beginning of the end for him. So I'm not super concerned. Um, but no, I mean, my coaches say his style matches up well against mine. He clearly likes to take damage. I've only watched one of his fights. I don't like watching film of my opponents, so
Right. Leave that up to the coaches.
yeah, I let my coaches do that. We devise a game plan, and then I go out there and I try and do what I'm going to do. My first couple of pro fights, I thought way too much about my opponent, and not enough about my game plan. So.
Okay. And what about training partners? Who are some of the guys you've been working with for this camp?
I've been kind of doing open invites to come spar with me and come train with me and all that. So I've really been working with the same guys from the beginning. And then the guys in my gym, obviously, all the guys at Paradigm, been super helpful. And then we've had a lot of really, it's really cool to have other UFC fighters actually come down now. So Trevor Giles came
Oh,
through.
nice. How's Trevin
Yeah,
doing? I know he's been really good. The police work that he's been doing is going really well for
yeah,
him.
yeah. He says he said he should be looking to fight in springtime again, I believe. So I'm excited for him. He's a great guy, great partner. Not a lot of guys are willing to come work with me, and that was huge. So we had Trevor Giles come, and then a lot of guys in the area. CJ Hancock came, helped me out, and then we've had Bubba McDaniel also came down. So that was really cool. Just that also. Hold on. Uh, yeah, that also came through. So, and that was awesome. It's always super rewarding. Like, not a lot of guys have that level of hands. And I've also been getting in. Started going to a boxing gym here, Main Street Boxing, and I started, getting rounds in with their pro heavyweight guys. And one guy, especially Nagi Aguilera, I think he was ranked as high as number 2 in the world at one point for pure boxing. Just going and getting those rounds in. In order to grow in any aspect in life, you have to make yourself uncomfortable, and you also have to, especially in this sport, there's a certain level of humility that you have to have when it comes to training and knowing that, okay, I'm going here. This is out of my element. This isn't what I do, but I want to get better. And this is just one of the many aspects of MMA that I have to train and I have to get better at. So you got to find people that are better than you. Or if you can't find people better than you, you have to put yourself in a position to where they are better than you. And sometimes that means, gassing myself out. Sometimes that means working out 3 or 4 times a day before I go spar. But I have to do what I have to do to get better.
How about the weight cut? I know you're one of those guys who does have to cut a bit of weight to get down to the heavyweight limit. How's that going, especially with Thanksgiving coming up?
Numbers wise, it's going great. Mentality wise, I hate it. I hate it. I haven't had a zebra cake in like 8 weeks now.
Wow. Okay.
I haven't
Struggle
had
is
liquor
real.
in 10 weeks. Yeah, I haven't had liquor in 10 weeks, and that really sucks because it makes me you there's no alcohol goggles. I gotta just experience life all the time for better or worse, and I really just like booze. I don't know. I really like liquor, and I can't have it, and that sucks. Now, I haven't had cheesecake, my desserts, Taco Bell. I really miss Taco Bell a lot, and it's not happening right now. And then Thanksgiving, obviously, coming through. I got, my family's from Louisiana, so
Oh
it's rough.
man, that
Uh,
sucks.
My grandma, I come home the other day, my grandma's got this like big old pot of gumbo on there, and I was just pissed. I couldn't have any of it. I just looked by, couldn't even get a piece of chicken out of the gumbo. I was so damn mad. But it's worth it, and we're doing what we have to do. Obviously, I could still walk around at probably 295, and if I wanted to, I could easily do that cut in 2 or 3 days. But why? It's easier to be disciplined. Get down to right now. I'm 285 walking around, and I'm living a pretty strict diet, strict lifestyle. But that's going to make my body run that much more efficiently.
That's good, man. Great sacrifices, great rewards, as they say, right? So that's how you kind of have to look at it. How do you see this fight playing out on the 15th? You mentioned, it's an offering. How do you see it unfolding?
I mean, I see it unfolding pretty much the same way as all my other fights. Uh, first round finish. If I don't get a first round finish, I'm not worried about it. I'd love to get an opportunity to go more rounds, but facts are facts. Most guys just no one's lasted 5 minutes against me. So it's I train to be able to go 25 minutes. I train to be able to produce power throughout all those rounds, but I'd love the opportunity to go further. This dude has a chin, so we'll see how it goes. We'll test it. But at the end of the day, like I don't know how to lose. He does, So there's a saying that's like those who can't do teach, and those who can't teach coach. Well, I can't lose, so I'm just gonna teach him how to lose again.
Okay, I
That's
like
how it's
that.
gonna go.
What's next for you after this? Obviously, this is new. You're UFC fighter. They've already announced some of the cards for next year. Is there any cards you're looking to get on, or you just see how this fight goes and you'll reassess for next year?
Yeah, we'll see how this fight goes and reassess. Obviously, I plan on winning. I plan on being a quick finish, and I don't think I'm going to take a whole lot of damage. So I would like a quick turnaround. I win this fight. I say I fight again probably mid-February. If they put a card in Houston, I'd love to get on a card in Houston, hometown. I've got people, but or on the East Coast, I've got a lot of people from college and local guys, people down here that are like, if you fight anywhere near us, we're gonna come see it. And I've got a couple buddies from college making the trip to Milwaukee to come see me fight. So it's I've got a pretty big fan base, so wherever they want to see me fight, I'll fight. And see one of those two places, East Coast, Houston, or we just want to travel to cool places, Toronto. Milwaukee wasn't really on the list, but
I didn't think so. Nothing against Milwaukee, but you got that Toronto card a week before. I think that would be a little bit more exciting. Well, it's kind of
yeah,
cold.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, and it's gonna be pretty cold in Milwaukee too. So, but you got to take it how you can get it. So that's what.
Before I let you go, just one more question. I know you're a big pro wrestling guy. Have you been able to watch any pro wrestling during training camp, or has it just been blinders on, just going full force on the training camp?
For me, it's been blinders on. Really, we want to make sure we come in with a bang. So it's really been focused. Almost to the point of insanity. I actually made a comment on my social media today that I was getting aroused by the Food Network. So that was interesting. But it's been blinders on. One of my roommates from my WWE tryout actually got signed to the NXT roster.
Oh, no way.
That's a guy that I wrestled against in college. He got signed as well. So I've been following their careers pretty closely, and it's been pretty cool just seeing the degrees of separation and how those guys have really made it.
Who's your roommate?
When I had my tryout in Orlando, my roommate was Stacy Irvin Jr. They call him the Wave, but he's been I don't know if he's made his televised or aired debut yet, but he's been getting matches in on all their live shows, so it's pretty cool.
Do you ever think, what if they had selected you and this UFC thing didn't work out, that you could be on the WWE roster?
Not really. I try not to play the what if game, and in life in general, it's just a recipe for depression and anxiety. It's like, in any area, relationships, college wise, or any big choice, if you get stuck on the what ifs, it's almost like it sets a pattern of regret, and then you go into your next venture in life, and it's almost like you're paralyzed by analyzing, and it's
And living in the past, yeah, like you said there.
oh, well, what if I do this, or what if I do that? Well, last time I made this decision, and I wish I had gone back and done the other thing. For me, kind of take life as it comes. I see what I want, and I go for it. And if it doesn't work out, we either try and go back to another venture, or we, adapt, improvise, and overcome. That's all you can do.
And I think, it goes without saying, the door's not completely closed on pro wrestling in the future. I mean, after the UFC or anything else, I mean, there's still a possibility, right?
Right. And then there's always a possibility, and that was a huge factor in the decision for me to pursue MMA full time, because it was presented as, if we asked you to quit that, would you? And I wouldn't. I've got a very limited time as an athlete to be the best that I can be, and that's why I chose to pursue this. And I kind of put the hold on a lot of things in life to pursue this, because your body's only good for so long, and you have a very short window to be your athletic best, and that's what I'm going for.
And we're looking forward to it, man. UFC on Fox 31, the last Fox card in UFC history. This is a pretty big deal. It's December 15th. Juan, always a pleasure, man. Just remind people where they can slide into your DMs on Instagram. And if you got any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Right, on Instagram, it is Chosen Juan 285. Stay out of the DMs, preferably. But,
that's a warning if you hadn't
feel
heard
free
that
to
yet.
like stuff. I'm pretty interactive. It'll be a good follow. And my sponsor plugs. Newest sponsor, big sponsor, Rhino Pro Truck Bed Liners. Huge thanks to them, making everything possible. Jet Hot, my other guys. Appreciate all you guys have done and continue to do for me. And then FlemingAttorneys.com, of course. Kinetic Sports Med. That's with Dr. Tyler Bowman. Dude's a wizard for the body. Keeps me feeling great. Anytime I have a little injury or whatever, he always gets me back in training. And then obviously Loaded Pistols Apparel. They've always hooking me up with cool gear, cool stuff. So huge thank you to those guys. And then my gyms, Paradigm Training Center and the Fight Lab out in Katy. And, the most important man on the team, Ryan Casey Baker at thecheapmeal.com. So check his website out. Dude's pretty legit. If you want to look as good as me, he'll do his best.